Welcome to the Ignatius Broadcasting Network as we begin the spring sports season. And right here I am right with the manager of the Wildcat Baseball Varsity team, Mr. Brad Ganor. And Coach, you guys have gotten off to a 1-1 start as we take a look at the season outlook for you guys. Talk about the first couple games.
Well, the first game we came out, we were swinging bats really well in those three scrimmages we had prior to the season, and we came out and got shut down 3-0. We had an excellent pitching performance by Tom Roll, struck out 11 hitters, but just couldn't get the offense going. Yesterday we came back and put up 11 hits and scored 8 runs and won the game against Twinsburg.
And you look at this schedule, and once again, a very demanding schedule. Some changes, obviously, using wooden bats, and you've talked a lot about that the past couple of weeks and saying that it really, in the end, it will, drop some averages, but when you've practiced, you've had this planned out since last June.
Right, we've been working on this for a long time. The bats, it's really a non-issue anymore. It's not something we ever talk about, and only because it's recently been in the media the last few weeks has it really been an issue for our team. We don't talk about it ever. It's a non-issue. And I don't see the batting averages dropping. Our guys are very good hitters. We expect them to produce like they always have, no matter if they're using an aluminum bat with a BB Core certification or a wood bat or a wiffle ball bat. We expect them to hit.
Absolutely, and you were talking about Tom Roll and some of these other guys that have really come up now and as juniors have solidified a spot in the pitching staff. Kyle Pluta, he had a bit of not the best outing yesterday, but he has done a really nice job as well. Roll and Pluta, and then you look at the likes of Lamanna and then the senior leadership on this team. So talk about some of the guys that you're looking forward to watch this season develop.
Well, Kyle did have a rough 2 innings, but we didn't really help him defensively yesterday, so that doesn't help things. But with Mike Lamanna, once we get him on the mound and get going, we expect big things out of him. Connor Hennessy will, help solidify our batting order. And then, of course, the seniors with Mike Ruffing and McCoy and Hoyer and Shockley and Scott Chase and those types of guys, Ralph Lucarelli and Steven Alexander, and some other seniors too that I can't recall off the top of my head. But, we went young last year so that we could be a veteran team this year, knowing that that's what we were going to have to do to be the best team we can.
Now, we're so happy to be covering some more games this year. Of course, signing with All Pro Freight Stadium, an agreement with them as they are going to be hosting some of our home games this year, 9, and then Baldwin Wallace also will be our home field. So how great is it going to be playing on those fields?
It's nice to be the home team, which doesn't happen too often for Ignatius, but we did solidify those 2 venues, and we're excited about it, excited to host the Jesuit tournament for the first time ever. And even though we're not able to practice daily on our own field, it is nice to be able to have somewhere to call home.
You look at the schedule right now, and a lot of exciting things you talked about, the Jesuit Cup and traveling to South Carolina that you guys did a couple of years ago, and you've kind of made a every 2 years sort of thing. Talk about that trip and what it can do to this team.
Well, traveling is one of the best things for a team, in my opinion, whether it's a one-night trip or a week-long to South Carolina. This is the 3rd time we're going to Hartsville. The competition's phenomenal. But what we get to do is build that camaraderie that you're always looking for and spend a week with each other and kind of take away all the distractions of school and families and girlfriends and all those things and focus on each other and getting to know each other a little bit better and having fun.
Yeah, it's definitely another fun schedule. Should be able to, hopefully the weather stays good. I mean, after last year, what happened there is no way you could duplicate that season.
It can't get any worse. So if that's as bad as it's ever going to get, then so be it. But you can't control the weather, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just take what Mother Nature throws at you and deal with it. But so far, we've had 2 games scheduled, and we've played 2 games. So we're off to a good start, and we're looking forward to continuing the hot bats, the rest of this week, and then going on further into the season.
Now, switching districts in the playoffs this year, talk a little bit about going over to Strongsville for the playoffs. How does that impact your schedule, if at all?
It doesn't impact our schedule in any way. They realigned the districts, the state did. It did separate St. Ed's and ourselves from the same district, which really is a non-issue in my opinion, but they put us with Strongsville and some of the other formidable teams that are out there. Mid-Park that knocked us out of the districts last year is in the same district, and Strongsville's very good obviously, and then the other teams, Olmsted Falls and some of those other teams are in there, and it's a tough district, and we got to be ready to go. We got to peak at the right time. These games leading up to that, there's a lot of season before it, and leading up to it, it's important that we get hot at the right time.
Now, I want to talk to you about early on in the season. Many people say, well, these are just the type of games where you want to try to get your team going. How do you stress to your team to keep the importance of these games early on?
Well, they're playing for spots in the lineup. That's how if you have to find a way to motivate them to play, which I find difficult to say when they're 17 and 18-year-old kids, but you do have to find ways to motivate them, and one of those is playing time. They have to produce to get in the lineup, and they know that we're going to be changing things around early to see who can and who can't do what, and then get ready for kind of that stretch run at the end of the season, ready for the tournament.
What's the one thing that throughout this whole season as a coach, and now in your 8th season here, that you're trying to stress with this team? And talk about how this team, how you kind of feel differently maybe about them.
Pitching and defense is the key. It's the old adage that is carried on forever. That's what wins games, and I think that's the most important thing this year. We're a very good offensive team, but we need to be strong with our pitching and our defense. And this team is special. They're a good group of kids. They're very close, which you don't see every year. But we're excited about the talent that we have and the prospects of the season.
Should be definitely an exciting one with an exciting schedule, and the SIBN will begin coverage on Wednesday. That will be next Wednesday, April 4th, and we will take you to South Carolina as well. And Coach, hope to be talking to you more and getting some output from you as the season goes on. I know you're very excited about the different things that are going on this year.
We are, and we love the fact that the broadcasting group is part of our season, and broadcasting so many games makes it enjoyable for the kids to hear the playback, and then obviously our fans that can't make it to all of our games. It's nice to have a voice out there, so thank you.
Well, thank you, Coach. Thank you for your time, and this has been the SIBN's Ask the Manager special as we take a look at the 2012 outlook for the Varsity Wildcat baseball team. Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.